Was there a turning point that made you start to get into this whole personal development? Was there an issue that you had as a younger man?
Oh my gosh, this could take up the whole time here. So yeah, I mean, like everybody else, I mean, I had a childhood, and for if you're not, most people would say they're affected by their childhood. If you say you weren't affected by your childhood, you're not thinking hard enough. Like, you're just not looking hard enough. You got to really challenge yourself to see that. Like, what were the ways that I was affected, both good and bad, because ultimately they both become constraints. So when I started to do the work on myself, it was really, I mean, it was at the behest of a relative of mine who said, I think you should do this personal development workshop thing. And I just rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, for the love of God. I just thought, what does this guy think of me that he would ask me that? He must think I'm losing my mind or something. And I said, my exact words to him were, I'm not doing your stupid course. And he said, I'll pay for it. And I said, when is it? And I did it. And it was really challenging. It wasn't one of these things. Wasn't one of these things where I went in the door and it was like, okay, everybody breathe and get in touch with your chakra. And it wasn't like that. It was more like, you're an asshole. And that was like shocking. I'm like, what? Huh? I don't need somebody telling me that, I'm a problem. I'm here to get some insight on to handle the problems that share my life. And at that time, it was a lot to do with my marriage, And so I came out of it like rocked. I mean, I just suddenly realized that I have a point of view. But not like a point of view like I don't like onions. I mean, that's a point of view. I like onions. But if I didn't like onions, that's a point of view or opinion. We don't relate to ourselves like that we are some kind of combination of opinions and judgments and points of view. All of that comes together and gives you a very kind of unique experience of being yourself. And I could never see myself until that time, until, midway through the 2000s, that I started to see that there was a me, like a specific thing that I could start to work on. And it was the beginning of the self-exploration, which isn't too fascinating. I mean, you could spend a lot of time picking fluff out your belly button, but I actually started to get very into, as I was doing a lot of that work on myself, I should say, I started to really get like the difference that I could make with people and like have my life be about something that actually inspired me. And I've been doing that for about a dozen years ever since.